If you're an OFM agency owner, you're about to see a ton of value dropped on a call with one of my clients. This is just jam-packed full of value today with OFM-based content. So if you are an OFM agency, I would highly recommend watching this entire video. Put it on the background and just actively listen, take notes, and yeah, there's a ton of value and ton of little gems in this one today. We're starting the day off with a call with one of my clients on our partnership program. And so, yeah, we drop a ton of value for him, give him a ton of advice, and we've just been implementing a ton of stuff for him now. And so, yeah, good video today, especially if you're an OFM agency. So, other than that, let's just get into it. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
How's it going, Cam?
What's up? How are you? Sorry about the delay. I got it mixed up. I thought it was my time.
No, all good, brother. All good, all good, all good. It's confusing, I bet, because it's obviously still the same day for you since you last spoke.
Just like in the bin.
Yeah, I got a couple like notes that I made firstly, just like some little like action tips that you can pretty much do straight away, and then we'll just go over a bunch of stuff. And I know Steven's got a bunch of stuff as well. Couple things in terms of like Alicia on what you sent me. Just a couple notes I got down is like the overall funnel of Alicia is too complex. So like for example, a couple things that I would change if it was me personally running that page currently. I would unprivate her IG for a start. Just because that's going to make the conversions better from everything that we've seen. Just because obviously when people go there, they want to actually like, it's just, they want to see like, should I actually go and click the link? I would say like, obviously these are just some like really short actionable tips, right? Obviously you want to be hitting reels hard, which we'll come up with a like content strategy for you. You want to be realistically doing like 3 to 5 reels every single day, like good quality. Then what we need to look at is a couple of things. We need to look at setting like model KPIs and almost doing like a pre-mortem for each model. So like when you look at like Alicia, for example, okay, cool, right, this is the model, this is how much she's making, these are the goals. Now, what do we need to like, what would make it unreasonable for her not to succeed? And then you need to do like a 1 month focus sheet and then add like all your action items that you need to do and all the action items that your model needs to do for that 1 month. And those action items are like everything that she would need to do that would make it like unreasonable for her not to succeed. Then there's a couple of things. In terms of the link tree, I would personally only have one link in it. Get rid of Fansly, get rid of the other stuff. Just like go all in on the OnlyFans and just have the one link because it's really overcomplicating the funnel. And then another thing you could do instead of just having the link tree is if you want to touch on this, but obviously like the custom websites as well.
Yeah, so we've moved away from Linktree now, and what we've started doing is, so like initially I was working with beginner girls, right? I was taking on girls that were fresh from zero, but well, like your character profile, effectively, you don't need to start with beginner women. You can pretty much hire higher quality women immediately because you've got an excellent personal brand up front, right? So what I would recommend doing is targeting higher quality women and then creating personal brands for them immediately. And the start of that is having a personalised website rather than a link tree. So talking about, I'll show you an example of one of mine after the call if you like. But basically, you want to set up. It's really simple. We can do it for you. It's not a problem. But you want to buy them their own. I forgot the word now. You want to buy them their own website, basically, or their own domain. That was the word, sorry. You want to buy them their own domain. Get their domain for like 10 quid a year, and then build a site on top of it. It's going to cost you about 12 quid a month to host, so $15 tops. But the conversions are significantly improved from Linktree because you can show them exactly what you want them to see. It's a much better way of running effectively, especially if you've got higher quality girls, which you could quite easily achieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a couple of things as well, like on the OnlyFans. So like, for example, on the OnlyFans, like this is just in terms of like optimizing the funnel now, just like the first easy things you can do. Like I said, get rid of everything, either make a custom website or just for now until you've got a custom website, which again, we can help you do if that's something you want to do. But just for now, like I would remove all the other links and just have the link going to your main OnlyFans. Unprivate the IG, and then you really want to be because if you haven't got the IG unprivated, then obviously reels are not going to be hitting that hard, right, as well. So you want to unprivate the IG, and then you want to make the offer on your page like the max amount that you can put off. So like wherever the max amount of discount you can put off, like you want to put that, because your sub price is like kind of pricey, like at $9.99. So like you would want to make that the max off it can be, and in the I'll send you all this after, but in the caption you want to have, like, in the actual offer, you want to say in all capitals, only in brackets 5 close bracket spots left. So only 5 spots left. That's just going to optimize conversions as well. Then again, you want to realistically as well, like Adam can touch on this a bit if he wants, but like you mentioned about like obviously posting every day.
Oh yeah, like getting your feed posts up. So like, and then obviously I would pin a post as well. Like saying like, if you go and like all my posts, you'll get like a free treat. That's all the free treat will be, is literally just a tease picture. Just to get your likes up as much as possible, really. That's like a main thing. It'll just help with conversions also.
Yeah, and what was you saying?
One of the things I said to Dylan last night, like first off, was your bio's very heavy-handed, but the social proof available on that account does not back up the quality of the bio. So the bio's like, oh, I've won awards, etc., etc. But then there's only like a few thousand likes, couple of posts, whatever. It's the social proofing on the account does not match up to what's written there. And I would also recommend stripping the bio out hard and putting it into like a 1 to 2 liner. Adam's cracking at writing the 1 to 2 liner bios. I've even stole some of his, not even gonna lie about it. Like, but that 1 2 liner bio, because the guy's not there to, if he's there reading a story about all the awards she's won and shit, like he's losing interest. You need to write like almost like a hook in itself in that bio to get them to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, me and Adam can craft a bio for you and send it. So you can touch on this, but like about scripts and stuff like that.
So like obviously I would get like scripts. I don't know if like you've seen in the course, like doing scripts. I can send you some actual content guides so you can get, you know, Alicia to do, so they're all ready. And then I get all that ready. I'll make a couple of looms for you after this as well, just actually showing you the system. And then you're just gonna want to pretty much like make scripts, build them into Inflow, and then obviously hire chatters so they can actually use them scripts.
You're lagging. I didn't hear what you just said. Your connection's gone a bit.
Probably 4 chatters.
4 chat.
4 chatters will, yeah.
Okay, 4 chatters.
So, me and Adam, I mean, I mentioned to Dylan last night, me and Adam have been working on a project for the last sort of couple of months where we've been collaborating. I've put my chat ops in beside Adam and they've been braining together and we've been chucking ideas around, and we've built a system, a structure now where we can basically recruit and train chatters in about 8 hours and deploy them onto accounts, and they're slamming out like $1,500 shifts. And they're Filipino as well. Like, I've got a mixture of UK and Filipino chatters. The Filipino guys are slamming at like 1,500,
Yeah,
2K
it works really well.
Accounts. So I would suggest you would, I would say 5, which is the operation that me and Adam run, 3 for day shift at 3 8-hour shifts and 2 12-hour shifts at the weekend. Pay them a little bit more, but my suggestion would be 5. But again, if that's what you want to do, like Adam, I'm happy to work with you and build that out.
Yeah, just run like, I usually just have like your day staff doing 8 hours, so three people on you know, your Monday to Friday, and then on weekend then I would just have 2 people on 12-hour shifts, just so they can make, you know, they obviously don't get that much hours in, so like you want them to get that 12-hour in. I usually pay them like a slightly better rate as well, just so they're actually making up for like that little, you know,
Steve, how long do you think it would take for us to get like cam chatters and stuff placed?
I think if we can recruit them relatively quickly using the recruitment funnel that I run plus what Adam runs.
Yeah, I'll help as well. Like I'll see if I can add any stuff to my story or whatever.
Less than a week easily. You just want to root out good ones.
I was thinking about hiring Philippine chatters, but then I was thinking like about the quality and stuff like that. But then when I see stuff, it's like, oh, well, I might as well should have just from the start.
So it's all about Adam will 100% back me in this. It's the quality of the training and the quality of the tools you provide, right?
Yeah.
If you provide them good tools and good training, they will be good. Don't get me wrong, you're going to hire some shitty people and you're going to get rid of them.
Yeah, that's just
hiring.
hiring.
You build up a team. Like, I hired like 15 chatters and kept 5 of them recently.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Same as Dylan with the growth specialist, mate.
I usually try and go for ones who have like a sort of like bachelor's degree or something like in English, because they tend to have really like you jump on a call with them and you genuinely think that
like they sound like they even sound American.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy, like some of them. And I would even suggest like actually bring in chatters on that maybe haven't even had any experience, but if they got like that good English experience, it's so easy to train. It's like training a UK person, to be honest.
Yeah. They, like obviously, like if you just go on Upwork and just hire any random Philippine, like yeah, the quality's gonna be shit. But it is about that like quantity game of like, let's just say, you know, for every 10 people, for every 5 people you hire, one of them is usually a standout and is going to be good, and you cut the other 4. So like that's the process that we'll like sort of handle for you and like vet people to see who we can get and then put them on your account, and then you just pay them like. A couple other things I was going to say as well is, Steve, you could potentially touch on these, but you was talking about like brand guidance for his agency and also like stats decks.
Yeah, so I mentioned it last night. I'll go into it proper now because it's too much to write down, to be honest. But so everybody focuses on, oh, what niche should I put my model into? But when you're working again with higher quality women, so like the kind of women you're going to be targeting, right? Attacking niches, like putting it into the football niche or cricket niche, whatever, right? You can do more with a higher quality girl. You niche lower quality beginner girls because it's a fast way. But if you can establish a brand and create brand dominance for a high quality female, then you should be getting active in that as a start. So I would suggest doing like a proper sit-down strategy call, right? Finding out what the assets of the actual female are, right? So I'm properly documenting stuff about her personality, what are her interest spaces, what she done in the past, blah, 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 all of that stuff. And then creating brand guidance around the person specifically. And once you've done that, we create content from that brand guidance. That's the first point. And then specifically measuring the effectiveness of every single piece of content. So not just eyeballing it or what's the engagement like. So in my agency, we have specific tools that we've built to measure every single social interaction that happens. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all of them are measured. And they all have different performance metrics because all the algorithms are different, right? So we are measuring engagement, but we're measuring views. We're measuring the burn down rate of those views. So how fast are we getting views? What's the view rate per hour? When does it slow down? Blah, 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 blah. Those are tools we've got. Tools I can allow you to use as well relatively cheaply for $50 odd a month. Effectively, it doesn't cost much to run them. Per character. Obviously, if you scaled it right up, you're going to be paying a fortune, but like, so with $50, $70 a month, depending on the velocity of the traffic and stuff, depending on how much information you're putting out. But it's relatively easy to set up, but the amount of insight that it creates for you is phenomenal because what we've built is, we've built a tool that tells you what to do. So if you've got a vertical that's pulling off, right, let's say you've got a vertical where she's doing a specific dance trend or whatever, right, and that's clapping off, but the verticals where she's talking about what she's having for lunch or in the bin, it tells you not to do those, and it tells you to push on that vertical because it's up by X% versus the rest. So it gives you the insight, but it also then instructs your next steps.
Yeah.
So I think that is, like, with your trading background as well, it's giving you that, what do I buy next? Where do I press next, basically? Where's the next attack? That sort of statistical insight it'll turn you into a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But we take it back before that though. The main problem is actually generating that traffic. Like I've had Alicia's page on public and stuff like that before. Like TikTok's pretty much eliminated for me, but I know that Instagram Reels what's working at the moment. But even like having Alicia's page on public, I'm still struggling to like get the outreach because their account's bought, right. All the followers are from India. Like we're getting our followers liking it and stuff like that, but it's still just not like pushing out to the market that I wanted to.
Yeah, so this is why I said you like 100% need to get other models as well, and I would genuinely, if your followers are all bought, what I would do in that situation is if like you were serious about getting Alicia scaled, start a new Instagram account 100%. It's gonna take a month to really start to get any traction, and you are gonna need to be really consistent and make quality content. Like I said, I'll come up with a content strategy with you, and we'll make it like rock solid. But I would if you really want to get this thing up and running as soon as possible and actually start making some decent money, is you really need to like sign other models, because like me and Steven had this conversation the other day, like from coaching so many people now, a lot of people get stuck in the situation that you're in. And I've seen this so many times now, and I've fixed it so many times that like we just know how to do it. And so like everyone gets caught up in this stage where let's just say they've got one model and they're just trying to like generate traffic for her, and they're like, oh well, I can't go and sign any other models. Like I've seen it play out so many times. Like I can't go and sign any other models because I don't know how to generate traffic for this model. But that doesn't always like work out, because there's so many variables that go into it, and there's so many different scenarios to where like I would way prefer people to either, like obviously you're not going to cut Alicia, but like a lot of people get stuck on that like one client and trying to make it work, when in reality you'd actually be a lot better off getting another one or another two, and then you've got a lot more variables to actually split test. Because like I said, you could go and sign another model and she just starts popping off straight away on Reels with the same strategies you're using with Alicia. And so like we are always almost in the process of like hiring and firing models as well. Like we've signed a model every single day this in January, and we usually work with them for 2 weeks. Very similar like strategies for all of them. Some of them pop off, some of them just don't do that well, and it just doesn't work out with some of them. And Stephen, you can sort of touch on this as well, because we had this conversation the other day and you had some insights.
Yeah, like, so first and foremost, the chat sale that me and Adam have built, right, can support roughly 3 to 4 models. So each chat sale of about 5 individuals can work 3 to 4 accounts. So once that's constructed, right, you can safely take on, I would say 4 clients, right, 4 clients total comfortably, right? But exactly like Dylan, like I'm constantly recruiting and churning through models to find ones that fit my particular working style. I was saying the other day, I think I said it in the YouTube video, but like there's every model has a right agent. You might not be that agent, that's fine, right? But you need to find the ones that are yours. So the only way to do that is to do as many as possible.
Yeah.
And as you go through them, what you do is you can lever them against each other as well. So like all of my models are cross-pollinated, all the good ones anyway. The ones that I'm keeping that are on 12-month contracts, they're all cross-pollinated. They all do soft collabs with each other. Like, they don't do web collabs, but they do social collabs with each other. Like leveraging 100k Instagrams against each other to just create massive growth. So like you just need to sort of go through and find, like Dylan's word is unicorns, right? You need to go and find 20 horses so you can find one unicorn, pretty much.
Yeah.
Churn through.
Yeah, you really have.
It's an active and aggressive process for
Yeah.
you. You need to on it all the time.
Yeah.
But see when it works out, see when you get 3 unicorns, but you make 300 bags a month.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's almost like rapid iteration. Like you've really just got to just get like, don't worry about like, oh, can I generate traffic or not? Like at the end of the day, you want to have a successful agency. You want to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible. So like you will need to just go and like find a good few models, and you need to also figure out like potentially like one market segment to go after, and one market segment's going to have the biggest ROI from your service. So like, for example, is it going to be models between 0 and 10k a month that have the biggest ROI from your service? Is it going to be models that are between 10 and 50k, models that are 50 to 100k, models that are above 100k? And so like, in your scenario, like I would probably say that the sweet spot is going to be models between that like 2 to 10k a month. And that's probably going to be like the models that see the biggest ROI from your service. And so like just go and find 3 models or 4 models in that range, and then we'll like sort of like get strategies for all of them, test them over the next month, 2 weeks, month, and then we've actually got like data, and it's not just like it's like with just Alicia, if you look at it like from scientific perspective, it's not like a fair test, right? Because there's just one model, so you can't really tell. There's not enough data for us to know like what really is wrong, and so like and especially like if you're not creating like very unique content and you're not tracking that content of what's performing, and it is a bought account, and you're not posting like a good 3 reels a day, then it's difficult to say, because it is a game of consistency as well. It's like quality and consistency is the main thing for traffic generation, and like it can take a month like to really start to see anything from those efforts. So like you've almost got to be willing to create like 3 decent reels every single day for a month and see little return, but usually after that period is when stuff starts to really like ramp up and take off. And so you need to find those models that are like really willing to go all in on that side of things. But in the meantime, like really, I'll send you like a lot of the bullet points I've got down and the things you need to change. But I would generally say the first thing that we need to do is sort this chatting situation out ASAP. So we'll get onto that. Then once we've solved that, which shouldn't take long, then I would say I'll get with Jack and come up with like a solid content strategy, and then we need to like hit some client acquisition hard, because you said you had some models that you could take on, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. My only problem was like I was doing Alicia because I thought like, oh, if I can't do something with her, then like I want to be able to provide something for the models, rather than bring them on underneath me and then let them down, because it kind of could ruin my reputation amongst those models or whatever. And then it's like the service I can really offer, if I can't generate scaling and growth on their social medias, it's just like I'm really just offering the chatting, like middleman chatting really.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the content they create.
That argument is rife in the environment, right? That argument is rife in the business model in general, right? And like, so I create conditional guarantees. I know you love a conditional guarantee, Darren. I create conditional guarantees for this exact situation, where basically it comes back to measurement, right? Everything's measured. So if I can measure, right, that the socials are happening, we've gave them the advice, and the model hasn't created it with a quality standard or to the volume standard. She takes a couple of days off, and then like her velocity dips off and stuff like that. You want to create a conditional guarantee around it. Like, if you do all of the things, then I'll put my hands up, right? Most of the time, if you recruit a high quality female and she does all of the things that you tell her to do in line with the plan that Dylan has created, right? In line with the same plan, Aaron. We're on the exact same plan, right? And in line with that plan, I have never seen a dedicated human being fail.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
I tell them it's going to take 6 months. If they're not interested in that proposition, I don't sign them.
Yeah.
Like, so don't just sign women because, I need clients. Sign ones that are business focused, and sign ones that are willing to accept that you're building a personal brand rather than just building, I just want to make some cash so I can buy an LV bag.
Yeah.
Not interested, mate. I'm interested in birds that want to make 600 bags a year.
Yeah.
That's what I care about.
Yeah. The thing is as well, like we're almost at an advantage as agencies right now, because there's a couple of things, right? Obviously, TikTok is not where it used to be. TikTok's known as a platform where you go to blow up. It's not that anymore. It's really not, right? So what that does is, okay, it makes our job slightly harder in terms of content on TikTok, but it actually doesn't, and it actually makes our services even better, because now women that are doing it on their own are really, really struggling. So they can't do it on their own, and they don't have the systems in place. They don't understand they need to be tracking. They don't understand content. So if you really start to understand like how viral content works, and you actually have systems in place to be able to track performance and provide that roadmap, you actually provide a better service, because now these girls are not going to be able to blow up on TikTok on their own anyway. Whereas before, it didn't take as much strategy. They could just go and copy other girls and blow up, and there's no need for an agency. Whereas now it's almost impossible to do that on your own. So like, it just makes our services even better. And so like, what we need to do is, like I said, it never, like Steven's mastered this as well. It's like, we've almost got it down to a science where you can guarantee almost that if we sign a model between 5 and 15K, we can almost guarantee that first month we're probably going to double. Then the second month we're probably going to go from, 10K to 20K first month, or 5K to 10K, let's say. The next month we're probably going to be at like 20 odd K. Then we're going to end up blasting to like 40, 50K. And like Steven said, and Steven's like branding of his agency is like, he's almost mastered that science of like 0 to 100K in like a 100-day period. But the only way you do that is if the model sticks consistently for 100 days. Like, there's no slacking off in that 100 days. And so that's the difficult part of finding those models, but that's where those conditional guarantees come in. Because I promise you, like, we'll put together, like, we'll literally give you our playbook of like, right, this is everything we need to do. If you go and sign those models now, we can literally jump on a call as soon as you want. You give me the insights, you give me the rundown on where they're at, what they're doing. We can have a look at their accounts for you. Like, we can fully optimize everything, and then we can literally come up with a plan of like, right, so these are the like, I'll even jump on the model call with you. Like, I really don't bother. I just want to see you succeed. So like, we could literally then come up with a playbook of like, right, this model, this is your focus sheet. This is every single thing that she will need to do that would, like I said, make it unreasonable for her not to actually see an ROI from your service. And if she doesn't do them, then you just got to set those expectations. Like, this is what it takes now to do this. Like, we'll help you as much as we can throughout the process. But if you don't do these things, I can't guarantee that you're going to get the results that you're expecting, right? And so, like, then that way, it's not like we're not in the business of like a girl comes to us and then we just take 50% and we don't do nothing. Like, that's a terrible way to look at it. Like, like you said, you don't want to ruin your reputation, but you can't ruin your reputation if you have those conditional guarantees in place. And like, if for the freak reason, which has never happened, like they follow everything that you've put out for them and they're just not seeing any results, then you hold your hands up and you just part ways amicably and just say, like, really sorry, like, you know, we couldn't deliver results for you. This has never happened before, and they'll be fine with it. Like, it is what it is. And if you're like extremely worried about results, then, you know, just take a smaller percentage, 30-40% for the first couple of girls you bring on, and just so you can get your foot in the game. But like, I would say you don't need to do that, just because like, if you follow the structure that we have in place, like there's no reason that they don't see results. And so like, yeah, if you got anything else, just let me know.
But no, that's all good. So I still want to focus on Alicia's account and see what I can do with that. But in the meantime, I will start looking for maybe 1 or 2 new models as well, so then we can figure out what's actually going on. Yeah,
100%. That I would 100% go and find another 1 or 2 models. We'll work on the chat and stuff on our end for you, and I'll send you the stuff to optimize like Alicia's funnel, because that will generally make a difference as well. And then, yeah, I would generally start a new Instagram account as well, and I would just start hitting reels hard on there, and I'll get with Jack and come up with like a specific content plan for Alicia as well.
Do you think location plays any part in Instagram algorithm or not?
It's nothing like TikTok. So nah, like you can even repost. So like if Alicia's posted reels in the past, like a year ago, 2 years ago, literally just go and repost them on Instagram if they've done well, and they'll likely do well again. Like we've done it a ton. Like literally, like we've got videos on reels that like now we're really heavily focused on reels again. Like we've got videos on reels that we posted like, I don't know, a year or 2 ago that got like 3 mil like views, and we literally reposted them and they back at like 1.5 mil views, and it's just the exact same fucking video. So like reels is way better and way less strict, and there's not as many factors and variables as location and all these kinds of things.
Reels is super forgiving as well, man. Like, so as an example, I got a violation earlier on one of the accounts, a massive account, 150k on this account, right? And we get 4 violations earlier. We deleted the content and reposted it immediately. All of it's popped off, couple of 100k views on them all, no violations.
Yeah.
So like, they don't even, reels don't, the scrutiny on them is, fair enough, they scrutinise them in terms of taking content down, etc. Right, sorry, I'm driving, that's why I turned the camera off, by the way. They do scrutinise the content to make sure it's in line with the community guidelines. But what they don't do is they're not checking metadata, they're not checking content duplication, they're not doing any of the TikTok stuff. Reels is literally TikTok 2 years ago.
Yeah, it is.
It's gorgeous, man. It's creating so much traffic, and it's so easy to do if you know what you're doing.
No, that's cool, because it's still like, I was thinking like even like location and stuff like that, even if I'm like signing new models and say that I want to make them new accounts and stuff like that to create new reach, so I'm not on their personal Instagrams and stuff. I was just wondering, like, was like the location going to play a part in it? Like, am I going to be stuck in like the same kind of loop or?
No, you won't. And like, for example, as well, like if you do sign new models, like it depends on the market segment of the models you're going after, right? So like we can see what it is, like where they're at in the world, what their account's like. So like the models that you said you're going to sign, like I would honestly just, if their account's good and is grown organically. I wouldn't even bother like making new Reels accounts on your end. I would just only focus on their main account and just like really hit that hard. Once you get that to a good enough point, then you can make a second account. But like you really want to focus on like the quality and just really go all in on like one account. Like our biggest models, like the one I put in the group yesterday, like we literally have 2 accounts. Like we grew one account to 1 million followers, and once she was at like around 500k, we started a second account, and our second account now has like 228k followers. And she does around like 90k a month at the moment, and it's just all from Instagram, like just purely all traffic from Instagram Reels. But yeah, is there like anything else in particular? Because obviously we'll go away from this call and we'll get a little huddle going and just get some shit sorted out for you in terms of chatting and all the other stuff. But is there...
No, there's nothing else in particular. The main thing was the traffic side of things, trying to start pushing that traffic. But what I'll start Alicia, and I'll start doing like 2 or 3 quality reels a day, and we'll see how it goes with her.
Yeah.
And what I'll also do is look for another model. I guess I'll reach back out to the ones that I had before.
Yeah, definitely. And if you can find models that are already in motion, like they've already got a little bit of traction, maybe they're making 3k, 4k, 5k a month, organic Instagram, like you're gonna see much different results from the same strategy that you do with Alicia, if that makes sense. So like if you find a model that's already in motion, it's just gonna be way easier. So that's like the type of market segment you should go after, because like, again, starting an Instagram from scratch is going to be a lot slower, but if you can find, it will work obviously over time, but if you can find models that are already, like I said, in motion, maybe got 5k followers, 10k followers, 20k, 30k, 40k, wherever it is, that are like actual organic followers, then the strategies that you apply there, you're just going to see much faster growth, especially then with like killer chatters on the back end as well. It's just going to make your life a lot easier.
Alicia's account solid. I'm not too sure how many of them are real followers, but we bought it off someone. I think it was like 800 USD or something, because it was like a porn star's like fan page, you know.
Yeah.
But like the engagement on it was quite high. But we went through and like archived all them photos and stuff, and just swapped the name and the pictures around on it. But I'm not too sure how many of those 130,000 followers actually.
I'll check for you. There's a website you can check on to see. So I'll actually have a look for you, and then I'll let you know if it's going to be worth. But like you can always, like the thing is as well, you can always there's a couple of things you could test as well. So like you could obviously do like collab posts with a new account just to see if that does anything. So like just to see if it gains any traction, and then you can just post like the backups as well to it, just because like again you can post the same content twice on Instagram. So like you can just if you're creating the content anyway, you may as well just utilize both accounts. But 100% optimize the funnel, because the firstly like the link tree was kind of laggy for me because there's a lot of links in there, and I would really just like optimize that entire funnel, because it just makes the customer journey more difficult. Like people not only have to like go to their Instagram and click a link, and then there's like 5 other links, they just get overwhelmed. And then also like the sub price and the offer, like just honestly those little tweaks like the bio, sub price, the offer, which I'll send where I've got bullet pointed, will make a big difference. And then we'll solve for the chatting first, because I generally believe that that's going to be the biggest bottleneck that we can solve for longevity for you. Once we've done that, then like I said, I'll get with Jack and maybe Steven, and we'll come up with like a mini little content plan. And then if client acquisition is a bottleneck, then we can look about getting some solid clients, maybe crafting a webinar, and doing some stuff along those lines.
It's not going to be a bottleneck for him, man. There's going to be 9 million birds in his DMs now. I'm trying to res up birds on the internet, and Cam's like, nah, I'll just be dealing with this, but I can't fucking sign birds anymore because he's active as fuck.
Yeah, Cam's got the perfect avatar, but he could take over the space.
I've bought a G-Wagon, right? This guy is a fucking you know what I mean? Fuck me.
No, that G-Wagon looks sick too. I seen that yellow one, eh?
Cheers, man. Man, it knows.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
Yeah,
why you got no seats? Are you standing up?
Yeah, I'm on a standing desk.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's like a
Mate,
fucking...
don't listen. He's actually a brokey. He just can't afford chairs.
Yeah.
When you're off the Zoom the other night, I thought, fuck, I swear he's standing up, you're like moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now with the pause, we lost a lot of money in crypto, so we can't afford a chair.
Honestly, Cam, mate, I went to his gas the other day and he made me bring my own fucking bed.
The old blow up bed.
Yep.
Yep, I mean, I had to go and fucking buy one on the road. I was like, bro, sleep on the fucking floor.
But there's no point to me. I got 6 bedrooms. There's only 2 of us here. Why the fuck do we need 6 beds? Like, it's just pointless. All right. Well, sick. Yeah. Well, we've got some shit to do anyway. So,
Yeah, I'll get on to whatever you just told me then, like the bio, the link tree, and start I guess looking for another model as well.
yeah, I'll drop the notes that I add in Discord just so you can go over them and see.
I think the most important move for you, mate, is to get that new IG. Like, so I'm sort of driving when Dylan was saying it, but like, right now you can make new IG accounts and just clap 100k views on a video so easily right now. It's actually criminal how easy it is if you've got a good quality model and good quality content. And the content, like, well, Dylan will give you more specifics, but you're looking for very specific things in content now. Like, I'm running 7-second reels and I'm running 3-second loops. So 3-second loops, they pop off. The sort of basically when you're thinking about content design is all about retention now. That's all you care about.
Yeah.
You can master retention, you've mastered the content game for reels as it stands today.
Yeah, and that's like even with like a hook at the start and shit like that. Hey, also, where do you find like trending sounds? Like, what sounds are you using for the reels?
I use a bit of an organic process on this, I'm not going to lie. Like, so I use a combination of robotics and I use a bit of common sense. So what I'll do is I've got a bot that scrapes for this stuff. I'm revising a TikTok. I've got a TikTok bot and I've got a sort of alpha build of an IG one. IG one's harder to crack. The API is vastly different from TikTok. However, it's in build at the minute. We're testing it. We're hopeful that we're going to have it working in the next couple of days. On top of that, I'll just scroll, man. I'm scrolling and figuring out what's going on. But also, I'm in a bit of a unique market segment. So, like, I've got a specific target for revenue, but I've also got specific characteristics for when I hire models. So I'm looking for, my market segment's 5 to 20k, similar to Dylan's, right? But my market segment is also women who have musical talent or television talent, right? I only deal with TV people basically now. So when I'm taking them on, I often create sounds based on my own internal business asset. Because when I sign them, I also sign part of our music business, our tele business. So I act as a tele agent as well, or a music agent, right? So I've got some connects in that space. So, like, for example, if I want a sound to trend, like, it's because we're going to trend it somewhere else, or we're going to put it out on Radio 1, for example. I know it's going to go that way, so we'll force it to trend by creating it using our creative.
Yeah.
If we need to trend that. So, for example, I can give you the edge when we're going to do that, and you can hop on them. But, like, my marketing tactics are vastly different to most other people because I'm doing something very specific in the sound space.
Yeah, and the thing I would say is, like, right, so I'll give you my process, but sounds as well, like, they can definitely play a role and definitely help, especially if you're doing the more, like, generic content. But if you're creating, like, very sticky content, sounds play a more minimal role, because if the content itself's good, regardless of what sound you check on it's going to go viral anyway. But what we do is we have, like, one separate Instagram account, and on that account we literally follow, like, the top 2,000 OnlyFans creators, and then literally our explore page, everything, it's just a complete tailored account, just with every single thing on there is the top, like, 2,000 OnlyFans girls. And so, like, if I go on that account and I literally scroll, like, I can see, like, this sound, for example, is trending because I can see the thing. So instantly, within 2 seconds of scrolling, I've got a trending sound that I can look at, and maybe I'll just go and create a complete different video to what these people are using, but I'll obviously try and match the sound with wherever the content is. That's, like, a big thing. If the sound actually matches the video, that can enhance it even more. So that's what we do. We just literally have a separate account that we just pretty much have. We just get fed everything that's popping off.
Yeah, because when it's trending, it's got that little arrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And sometimes, that's the key thing. And sometimes as well, like obviously, it can really work. Like if you are just seeing sounds that are not necessarily trending, but you think it could be a good sound with the like paid with the idea that you've got, that can also like make a trend sound in a sense if it pops off, and you can like actually get it early. So like if you get on sounds before they start trending, that can like really boost your post as well. So it's not always just going for like trending sounds.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for sounds that have got less than like 1,000 videos attached to them when I'm looking for something that I think is going to trend. And like over time, you just develop like a sort of instinct for it. You're like, no, I like that. I've got an idea that like you sort of. I get into this mode where like maybe for half an hour I'll sit and I'll listen to like doom scrolling, right? I'll doom scroll, but I'm not actually doing. I'm listening. My ears are open, and I'm listening for something. And then when I hit it, I'm like, right, I've got how can I ideation that? What can I sort of rapidly build around that? Right, all right, I like that idea. All right, we'll do this. We'll try that. Maybe make up a couple of storyboards, present them to a couple of different models. Like, right, this is for you. This one's for you. Boom, boom, boom. I'll try that sound, but across maybe 5 models with different trends. One of them might hit. Maybe none of them hit. Maybe 2 of them hit, whatever, right? But I just constantly do that. So the models have got their core verticals where they're doing the stuff that they're known for, the stuff that works for them, and then they'll add in like an additional experimental vertical all the time where I'll just try new stuff. I'm like, oh, I really like this sound. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I like this, I like that. Let's try this for you, try that for you, so on and so forth. One of the best pieces of advice that Dylan ever gave me, and I was like, what's the quick win for content? How do I make better content? And he was like, you don't. You just exercise until you have good muscles, basically. It's a muscle, you need to develop the muscle. It's like Dylan told me I could not be taught how to do this, and that's what I'm going to tell you today. None of us can teach you how to do it. We can teach you where to look, but I can't teach you how to do it. You need to learn how to do it, basically.
Yeah. And that comes with, of course, like trial and error and stuff like that. It's another problem too. I'm like, just like trying to pretty much looking at all these other things, and I'm thinking like, should I like copy what these other models are doing, or like maybe like copy them and just like kind of variate it? Or completely try create new content, you know?
You do both. Do both. 100%. Do both. That can work. Like I said, steal like an artist. Like we've got some of our biggest videos from stealing like an artist. Like literally finding something that's working and then like making it unique, like putting his own unique twist on it. So that can work really, really well. Like that is a very good, and it's an easier formula as well, because you're not always going to have like these crazy viral ideas. But like, and I think for me personally, I haven't seen Alicia's Instagram because it's private, but I think like a good vertical, because you're with her in person, would be like the type of content that this girl makes with her boyfriend. You're not going to be in the videos, but your fucking like hand or your voice will be in the videos. And she makes really good content. So like stealing from her like an artist and iterating on it, I think could do really well on Reels, because it's just very reel-centric content that does good. And that style of content will also double down and do really good on YouTube Shorts as well. Because it's like that skit style content. And so it appeals to a much broader audience. So that's like the type of content that I would do. That's one of the verticals that I would 100% test with Alicia, is like that style, like at least one a day, like you would be, or just one really good quality piece, like every couple of days. I would 100% start looking into that.
You've got no excuse really to not become creative, you know, like we've got all the time. It's just like, I guess just trying it, you know, and not caring what happens with it, because you just have to keep like, I don't know, trialing different things so you can find the one that works.
Yeah, 100%. That's why we do the 6-week roadmap stuff. Like, that's why we figure out like, right, this girl on the strategy session will like analyze who she is, what her personality's like, what her goals are, what her interests are, and then we'll come up with 5 content verticals, and that's why we will literally just test for 6 weeks, and we're tracking everything. So if we're posting 3 times a day on Reels for 6 weeks, we're literally, every time we post, like we're plugging the links of the post into a Google Sheet, and then we're literally then plugging and playing like all the actual data. So we might look back in 24 hours, and we'll put all the data in. Okay, it got 20,000 views, 2,000 likes, and we're doing that. And then over 6 weeks, we've now built up this massive database. And on the 6th week, we'll go and like re-put everything, re-update everything. And then we're like, right, this is all the data. Let's just analyze it by, most views. And then we'll see in the verticals, because we're tracking the verticals, we're tracking everything. Okay, these 3 verticals have been performing way better than the other 2. So we'll cut the other 2, we'll double down on these 3, and then that's like how after that 6 weeks of just like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, that's when you know what to do, and that's when you can start to see way faster growth. It almost takes like 6 months being the tortoise to then just fucking rocket fuel at 6 months, 6 weeks of being the tortoise. And then after that 6 weeks of like testing different content, that's when you can really start to double down and see some really fast engagement. Like Steve, it's the same with you, right? Like when you you've took 4 girls to 0 to 100K in less than 100 days now, right? So it's like that first month is usually the slower month.
Yeah.
Second month, still not too crazy, but that third month, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not with your strategy, but at least for us, that's when you see some really fucking explosive growth, because that's when you know everything that works for that creator. So like, that's when let's just say you sign a creator that's literally doing like, let's just say she's doing like 2K a month. Let's just say that first month you get her up to 4K. Second month you get her up to 12K. Usually in that third month, you can really blast through and like maybe add an extra 20K a month to a fucking account. And you can give your insight on that as well, Steve, but that's like at least how it works for us.
Yeah, so, exactly like it, mate. It's very similar from my experience. It's very similar. My 0 to 100K roadmap is a 3.25 month roadmap, right? And what we normally attempt to do is we normally attempt to make 5K. So if we measure it financially, the first month is 5K, the second month is 30K roughly, and then the third month is the remaining like 50 to 60K, and then we've got like half the month to tail off to make it to the 100 days. So like we see the slowest growth obviously in the first couple of weeks. We're testing, and we make rapid change if we see really bad results for a specific piece of content or whatever. But we generally stick to the focus within that first 6 weeks. And then in the sort of month 1.5, so moving into the second month, we start to see reasonable growth, and it's basically a double game on the socials. So I'm aiming to basically try and get us to like maybe, let's say we started off from like a couple of thousand followers, right? I'm aiming to get us to like maybe 5K followers like in the first month, then 20, then 50, then 100 on month 6. Because once you get past 50, the growth for some reason stagnates, right? I don't know why there's this bridge between 50 and 100, but see when you hit 100, very easy to get 200 after that. I don't know why, it just is. I think Instagram don't want you to grow too fast in case your ego gets in the way and something going on in the back end. But my experience, again, very similar to Dylan's in that space. But the key thing in that entire, because I can't do that for every model, and I tell them at the very start, like, you might not be able to do that. And the thing that you need to do to actually pull this off, I don't know if you're ready for it sort of vibe, because like,
It's a lot.
Of models are like, oh yeah, I'll just get my tits out and make some money. See, to make 100 grand in 100 days, it's a 10-hour work day, every day, 7 days a week. Because that's what we put in. That's what I put in for them. That's what they need to put in also. And if they commit to that, my best girl, right, she makes 100 grand a month, every month. It took us 4 months to get to that point where we were on like the 80K plus. And now she consistently makes that money. She pays me 50 bags a month, almost guaranteed every month. And it's just like, but she works 12 hours a day to make that happen.
Yeah.
Like she works between 11 and 11. And the whole business design is like, I'm constantly active, she's constantly active. It's for the team, it's not a sit on your arse job. It's a constantly being reactive to what's going on, spotting trends, seeing new content both on OF and on socials. Like, because once you get a bigger account, like, I'll have a chat about it, but I use a methodology that I think I designed it, to be honest, called reverse funnels, where I'll create content on OF with a specific vision of marketing it outwards, and I'll actually use the content from OF on socials, but from a different lens, basically. So we take actual OF content and post it on Instagram, but you obviously need to set it up properly, you need to get the right editing in place and whatnot. But like, once you've got a big enough following, you can do stuff like that to actually draw people into the OF account that are casual followers. Because not all your followers are going to sub, right? You want to make the ones that you've got, blah, 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 blah. So, like, there's tons of stuff you can do, but there's loads of moving parts to make it happen. First thing is doing something consistently. all the time. You get that part down, you're on the road. You can't lose. Like, hey, Mr. Beast in it, Dylan, like, the first 100 videos are shit, but do them anyway.
Yeah.
The 101st video will be better than the first. 102nd better than the second. Your second 100 better than your 100.
Yeah.
Every video you make will be better than the last as long as you continuously try to develop. So don't worry about the results. Worry about the future.
Yeah, you can see
I'm
it.
moving towards this, and every day I'm getting closer to doing it, basically. That's the mindset you need to create.
Yeah.
I strongly suggest sitting down with the models and talk about objective setting. And like I said before, not shit objectives like, oh, I want an LV bag. Proper objectives. What are your actual business objectives? What do you want to achieve in your life? Like, I want money. What's the money for? You buying a house? Like I was talking about in the YouTube video the other day, I say a business objective. I need to make X amount of money with X amount of clients to buy a car. And then I just done it because I had an objective, I had a plan. Exact same thing for the models. But you want to make 100k a month, what does that do? Why does that need to happen? And what happens when it does? And if they've got an answer for that, they're probably going somewhere.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's massive, and I think couple last insights, and we'll end it there. But like, the two biggest things I see people get stuck on, firstly, is the models, and this business is very model centric, and people don't realize how much it is because they think as an agency that as an agency you should just be able to make, and if you're a good agency you should just be able to make any model blow up, but it does not fucking work like that. It just really doesn't. It's a very model centric business. Their job comes first. It's a partnership for a reason, right? And secondly, no one, like, the most successful people that I've worked with, whether it's been consulting for equity with big agencies, whether it's been the people that I've coached personally, they stick to the like longer term game and they always win in the end. It is very the tortoise and the hare race. And so like people will, let's just say, try content for like 3 weeks and they won't even do the level of content they should be doing. They'll be like, it's not working, I can't generate traffic. And they start to look for like all these little like fast hacks. Like now they start looking into, how can I do dating apps? How can I make my life easy? How can I go and do like black hat methods on this and do like mass accounts and this and that? And people start to, like, I see it all the time, people start to get distracted on those things. Whereas if they literally just focused on the one controllable of like content and just did it over a long enough time horizon, they would be so much better off. And like, yeah, it might be slow for the first 6 weeks, but after that, you can see some really fucking fast growth. And once you've done it once for one model, you've now got the blueprint from your personal experience, and now you can create that for any of the unicorn models that you find. So like really, really like don't underestimate like focus, and really don't underestimate like patience as well. But yeah, definitely, like I said, we'll get off this call and we'll go and see what we can do for you in terms of chatting, and we'll keep in touch in the Discord, and we'll jump on another call as soon as possible.
No, that's cool. Thank you heaps for your guys' time and the advice and stuff like that. I appreciate it.
No worries at all, brother. No worries at all. Yeah, have a good rest of your night, brother.
You're right, bro.
Take it easy. Peace. So now me and Adam are just working on everything that we just talked about on the call, just implementing a ton of stuff, recording some looms, and just coming up with strategies, plans, and just like figuring out everything that we need to do. And yeah, we pretty much just work at this for the next like 2 hours. This is obviously extremely sped up on like 100x. But yeah, we're just putting a good solid shift here, getting everything ready, getting everything prepared, and just putting in the work necessary to make sure our clients succeed, because that is our main focus. Like I said, we want to make it unreasonable for our clients to succeed, right? Just like we teach our clients how to make it unreasonable for their clients to succeed. So this morning, we didn't really have time to record a coffee segment. Literally woke up, jumped straight on a call with one of our clients, not model clients, one of our partnership clients. Very insightful call. Yeah, now we're making a coffee, and I'll probably actually make some food as well. So this might just turn into a cooking episode again.
Without Taylor.
Yeah, without Taylor.
Setting the fire alarm off, burning the pan.
Adam's currently playing Clash of Clans. Just reminds me. We're going to clan war, baby. Let's go. If you want to join the clan, there's like 10 spots left. So join the clan, because the clan is called Simp Destroyers, and we are going for that #1 spot in all of Clash of Clans. Town Hall 10 minimum
Simp Destroyers.
Simp Destroyers to the top. I'm just going to start doing these mid-roll, B-roll, mid-roll ads now for my Clash of Clans clan. That's the only thing I'm promoting. So, pop up the picture, join the clan, and
Use the code SIMP.
We might have to start charging people an entry fee to join the clan.
Yeah, a lot of people joining and leaving. Why are you joining if you're going to leave?
Yeah. What the fuck's that about?
What?
The last video I made a call to action. 50 people joined. We filled the clan up, and 20 of them have left, or 10 of them have left.
Crazy.
So what's the point? What the
Need
fuck's
commitment.
the point? We need committed players. We also lost our first war. And that was because our co-leader, Taylor, the one that was on one of these episodes previously, another 7-figure business owner, Amazon business owner, who burnt the scrambled eggs, took us to war and picked the wrong fucking people. He should have done a 5 to 10 man war. He did it 15 and he picked the wrong people and fucked it up, and we lost our first war. So we've just started another war. We're 100% winning this one because I picked the people. Taylor got demoted, and so we're now active as fuck. So if you want to join a winning clan that never loses a war from this point on, join Simp Destroyers.
I'm locked in now. 2 seconds. Training my troops.
Yeah, I need to go and get my phone actually. Fucking need to get locked in.
Training my troops, but I got a lot of upgrades to do, you know. Got a lot of catch up. It's been a long time being on this game. That long that when I actually joined, it said you need to win the war because they didn't know if it was me or not.
So, how long until war starts? 2 hours until war starts. We're at preparation day right now. So what I'm going to do is go and donate everyone war troops. And the war troops I'm going to give everyone is going to be beefed up dragons and wizards.
Yes.
And archers. I'm going to donate that to everyone because why not? So why can't I donate these then? I see if I do this every day, I say often. Extra dragon. It's not letting me donate. Oh, I'm trying to donate to myself. Lol.
Fuck.
CAC W. Boom. Boom.
Forgot they were a thing.
What?
Dark troops.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Clash of Clans is active, but
Damn. Straight in my basket.
that's straight in my basket. I'm just donating to everyone, but
Upgrading walls shouldn't take a builder.
upgrading walls should be cheaper.
That's a fucking other one, but that's another one. Fucking 1.6 mil elixir on fucking nothing.
Retarded, but mine's like 4 mil elixir.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What I was going to say,
It's like for 5 walls.
what I've done is I've opened back up my Telegram group. Literally just opened up my private Telegram group like a few minutes ago. Tons of people have joined. So the goal with this Telegram group, make sure you join. I'll leave the link in the description. Obviously, I've got my main Telegram group, but this Telegram group is going to be like a private networking group where you can actually speak. So obviously, the Telegram group we got right now has 8,000 members in it, but you can't really speak, right? It's just me. It's like an announcement channel. So this group was an old group that we used to use, but I stopped using it just because I just got really busy. But my plan with this group is to just make it the best OFM agency networking group out there, and my goal is to provide as much free value as possible and to make my free value in this group better than anyone else's paid content, paid value, right? And so like I'm eventually going to make it like private, so make sure you join now, and I'm going to make it private to the point when everyone's like, I wanted to grow organically, so when everyone's like, holy shit, like this group has so much sauce in it, that's when I'm making it private. So get in early, invest in this group early, because eventually it'll be private and I'll only be opening it up like at certain times. It's always going to be free. I'm never going to charge for this group. It's always going to be free. And I just want to I don't want any information to be gatekept. I'm sick of people charging bullshit like prices for shitty courses, which is why we don't sell courses. Obviously, I did have a course at one point, but now we just do partnership offers just because it's way better results. And that's like the call you seen this morning. And that was like one of the people on our partnership offer. But I'm sick of people charging fucking bullshit prices for courses that you could just find for free. And so like my plan is to make this group like the central hub for any OFM based value. So if you guys have any questions, if there's anything you're struggling with, if you was to have like a one-to-one with me, what questions would you ask? Put them in this group and I will literally solve those problems. I'll be as active as I can within reason. My aim is to be in here at least once a day. And so if you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to make any specific things, I'm gonna share assets, documents, tools, videos, looms, like everything possible, resources. I'm just going to drop all in this group because like I said, I want this group to get to the point where everyone's like, holy shit, like you need to join Dylan's group. Like this shit is insane. Like the amount of value that he's dropping in here is crazy. And I never need to go and buy one of these bullshit programs or courses ever again, right? So join the group. It is going to be the elite networking group in OFM. I'm saying that right now, purely because the amount of value I drop in you is going to be ridiculous. So make sure you go join the group. It will be in the first link in the description. Join that group, get active, share value. Don't gatekeep anything. Let's make it a community where everyone can share and no one feels like they need to hold on to information because it doesn't do anything. Like, even if you give people stuff and give away your stuff, most of the time they're not even going to implement anyway, and they're not even going to take it seriously. So let's just share our insights, share what we've learned. I'm getting some big 7-figure, 8-figure even agency owners to join this group as well. So just make sure you get in this group. And if there's any insights, anything that you learn, feel free to share it. I just want to make it like a living knowledge hub, right? That's what I'm going to change the name to, is the living knowledge hub. So I just want, even if it's not OFM related, it can be health, it can be what you learn. I just want to make this group like a thin, like I want everyone to be able to synthesize information. So it's taken me 2 years to learn this thing. I'm going to give it to you guys for free in a 20-minute video that you can consume, so you don't have to go through that 2-year journey, right? I just want to make it almost like a teleporter to just speed up time. And so that's the point of this group. So make sure you go join this group and yeah, get some free value, share some free value, and yeah, so it's going to be a banger. Everyone's joining right now, so get in the group. So, like I said, in these coffee segments, I wanted to share some piece of insight. Is this my coffee?
Both same, but yeah.
Solid, legend. Looks solid. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so like I said, every day on these coffee segments, I want to share some valuable information. First bit of valuable information, go and join the fucking Telegram group. What are you doing? Second, go and join the Clash of Clans. Third, some real knowledge, some end-of-day thoughts that I wrote last night, some end-of-day thoughts, right? I said, building a company will be 1,000,000 times harder than you expected it to be. And at that time, if you realized just the pain and suffering and just how vulnerable you were going to feel and the challenges that you're going to endure and the embarrassment and the shame and the list of all the things that go wrong, I don't think anybody would start a company. Nobody in their right mind would do it. And I think that's the superpower of an entrepreneur. They don't know how hard it is. They only ask themselves, how hard can it be? And to this day, I trick my brain into thinking, how hard can it be? Because you have to, if you want to succeed. You have to if you want to be able to take care of your loved ones. You have to if you want to achieve true freedom. So, are we as entrepreneurs just some delusional, borderline psychopaths who just thrive under stress and love doing mentally hard shit? Or are we just misunderstood geniuses in a world full of brainwashed, obedient government slaves? I think both.
Yeah, facts.
I think both. You got to be a little bit crazy to be an entrepreneur. You got to be able to willing to work without seeing any instant results. You got to be willing to just work for 3 years and be a complete naive, delusional optimist and just hope and randomly pray that one day these day in, day out tasks that you do, that you stack, will just work out. And as soon as you start to see it work out, that's when it's game over. That's when you start to love the work. That's when you really start to learn to love the work and not the money, because you know from doing this work, even though you're not seeing any instantaneous results, over time, whether it's the next 6 months, 3 months, 12 months, 3 years, you're going to see some type of return from it, and that's going to be the best feeling ever. So, yeah, allows you weather the highs and the lows when that happens. Is that chocolate?
Nutella.
She dipped herself in Nutella. Yeah. That is fucking crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, that's sick, guys. That's a hell of a little marketing stunt.
Crazy. Imagine that.
That's a good fucking marketing stunt, though, because that gets your attention. Look how we just reacted.
Yeah, she uploaded it.
Fuck, should we just cover one of our girls in something else?
Should we?
What's like
cover
popular?
Nutella, like.
Fuck. Crazy.
There's bound to be something that's different.
That's insane.
That's crazy though. I wouldn't want to wash her off.
But
that's
that'll
like
fucking convert that will.
Oh yeah.
That's
if she haven't done a PPV with
it's
that,
very
she's
like
actually...
it's shock marketing, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like shock
facts.
marketing.
Holy shit, she
It's like
actually
some crazy,
done that.
like this bitch is fucking crazy.
Yeah. You know, man.
Organic sweet potato. Phenomenal.
Oh.
One of my favourite things. I'm a starter, like you. See what the wisdom I got to drop on you guys. What the wisdom.
Oh, I don't know. But I just went to pop my U's and they didn't pop because I'm ill. Now I can't use ID. Phenomenal.
This is a good little insight. I think finding something you're passionate about isn't really true or real. I think you can become passionate about anything with a bigger mission in mind. That's a nice little insight. I just write these notes like every day. Like stuff that comes to mind, stuff that I find to be true, stuff that I learn, whether it's from my experiences, whether it's from other people's experiences, interesting conversations I have. I just take note of everything. I just look over them and just reaffirm those beliefs, right? Like this one's a really good one. It's not who you are that holds you back, it's who you think you're not, right? So, yeah, some really solid insight. I really suggest everyone to do it. I suggested in one of the other episodes that did well, and I hope some people have took note on it because it's really insightful. That way you have like a living knowledge hub of just game on your phone. So, yeah.
By the end of this I will figure out how the fuck
To make coffee patterns.
Yes. If anyone can do that, please send.
Yeah, please send tutorials if you know how to make coffee patterns.
Because this shit, it's not as easy as they make it look, I can't lie.
We should probably just watch a YouTube tutorial on it.
Maybe I should just go and work at Costa for a month. Sure, that's part of their training.
I actually was going to be a barista at one point. That was like legit my fucking path at one point. I didn't know what to do, but it was either go and work for Dale, which I ended up doing, or go and be a barista. Like dead ass. I paid to go on a barista course in Bristol. Yeah, I literally paid to go on a really like high-end good barista course. My uncle did it for me. My uncle paid for it for me, but legit, like a high-end barista course.
That's mad.
And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do this to make some money. Because at that point, I did actually want to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. And I remember telling my uncle, like, fuck, it's either Dale or barista course. Because he's the one that suggested the barista course to make some money to, like, fund my entrepreneurshut.
Right.
Don't know why he suggested it.
Well,
he suggested it. He was like, I got a really good connect in Bristol because he lived there. And he was like, I'll get it for you. I don't know if you paid for it or you got it for me for free, but it was a really like good paid barista course. And I just never went. And then I ended up working for Dale on the maintenance company.
Here we are.
6 years later, here we are.
Making fucking coffee.
Yes. I'm wishing I took the barista course.
So if you're looking and thinking what to do with your life,
Go make a barista course,
Go
because as
make
an
a barista
entrepreneur, coffee's your best friend.
exactly.
So if you can make patterns and shit, then you're tremendous. If you can make good coffee, you're tremendous. Now understand why my uncle suggested to do a barista course.
That is strong.
So, as I said, we are testing a bunch of shit right now. Obviously, Q1 is the way you just, for us, test, throw a bunch of shit at the wall, see what sticks, and then double down on what worked in Q2, Q3, Q4, and just perfect over the time. I would preach and highly advise quality over quantity, but sometimes to find quality, you've got to go on hiring sprees. And when I say hiring sprees, I mean like client acquisition, where you just sign a bunch of models. So we've been signing models every single day for like the past 2 weeks, probably, maybe just under 2 weeks. So we just onboarded another new creator, and all the models that we're trying to hire need to be between 5 to 15k a month in reality, 20k at the most, 5k at the lowest, but 5 to 15k a month is the sweet spot. Like, so we've just onboarded another creator, who's making about 10k a month, is he? Yeah. 12k a month. So, what's that?
She's on a decline from 16k November, 12k last one.
Yeah, 6. So,
She could get 10.
yeah, so like I said, we're a lot of the creators, you know, like it depends on, there's tons of variables, but obviously like we're going on a hiring spree to find quality so we can really focus and scale them up. Because obviously there's, you know, we have 4 creators now that are doing like multiple 6 figures a month, and the other ones, we've got like another 6 that are doing like 50k and upwards. And so like we're just trying to find more of those quality ones, but to find those quality ones initially, like we had to go through a ton of models that just, you know, we're making maybe 5, 10k a month, but we're really serious about getting to 10, 20, 30, and they were just comfortable making 5 to 10k a month, right? And that's not what we want. We want to work with creators that really want to go to the next, because we've got the tools to take creators to the next. Like we've done it so many times now, like we can just, you know, within, like this creator right now, if obviously we work well together, everything goes well, and we put our usual roadmap in place with a few slight tweaks, because obviously every creator is different. Within the next 3 to 5 months, you know, 100k a month is kind of inevitable if obviously all the sort of things we need to do are hit in terms of like KPIs and variables and
Consistency.
yeah. So yeah, just on with another creator. And yeah, we're just, like I said, testing a bunch of shit right now. So there's already probably, what would you say, like 5 out of the ones you've signed that we're probably not going to go, just because they're not really about
saying that they want, everyone wants 100k a month, but they don't work like they want 100k.
Yeah, so like we always do like pre-mortems, and we always like come up with like things for our clients that would make it unreasonable for them to succeed. So we'll like really hyper-analyze everything, we'll have conversations with them, really get to understand them, where they want to go, their goals. And the thing is, like obviously a lot of models will say they want to get to XYZ, and then when we come up with everything that will make it unreasonable for them to not hit that goal, of let's just say 100k a month, they don't actually do the things that they need to do day in, day out to actually get to 100k a month. So therefore, if you're not doing everything on day in, day out that would make it unreasonable for you not to get to 100k a month, then you can't expect 100k a month, right? So, you know, that's like the testing period for us. It's usually like a 2 to 4 month testing period with each model, and ideally 2 weeks is the perfect period, because we want to just like move fast, like we want to almost hire fire, so we can like filter through all the bullshit and find the quality models. So yeah, we're just looking to find a bunch of models between
Some
5.
models you can already tell, like I can look at a girl's balls and see how much content she's done in the last six months. And some girls, say she's not cut out for it straight away. Just because if they're not putting in that work from the start, like if a girl's been on OnlyFans for like 8 months and she has like 20 videos, chances are she's just not gonna make it. You're wasting time. Just cut her off.
But there is definitely a small chance that she just hasn't been getting it the right way, or she didn't know how much content she could be producing. So that's why we always offer that like 2 to 4 week trial period. And obviously there's tons of, like from working with so many models, there's obviously tons of indicators like Adam just said, that you can like sort of like get an understanding and like you kind of know maybe they're going to be good or not, but you don't truly know until you've tested it, right? So what is, let's just show these motherfuckers this creator. So the only reason I want to show them this is because I want to know like what is it that, right, we've just onboarded this creator. What's your first things you do? Like what's your process? So like what have you been doing, you know, the last like, I don't know, how long have you been doing, what have you been doing?
First thing I'll do is literally just go into the vault, see how much content they got. Usually just sort of put in, make sure it's all organised for the chatters, right? Like obviously we use scripts, so like we'll make do with the content we currently have. Maybe some agencies that they previously worked with use scripts also, so I can sometimes like, you know, modify that script and make it, you know, to actually use for our chatters. And then obviously we just import all the scripts into Inflow, or like the other CRMs we use. But yeah, just like having that sort of like making sure that everything's organised, like so chatters can literally just, you know, if they want to tease content, boom, they've got a category for it. Then obviously just check in, making sure the offer's running on promotion. Obviously making sure their bio is optimised also, because you know some models they obviously have like this long bio that is telling their absolute life story, and to be honest, most people don't care. Sometimes even like showing everything that they already offer. Personally, I like to keep it short and snappy, just because, you know, if some guys are just looking for sex tapes and it says in your list you don't actually offer sex tapes, you could be potentially missing out on some money just because of that, in my opinion. You know, that subscriber could still subscribe, buy a couple of videos, even if you haven't got sex content available, right? So that's the main things, and then obviously checking the feed, making sure that they are not posting nude all over their feed, maybe there's videos on their feed, etc. Getting rid of all them, just private archive them so we can keep the likes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then obviously just getting the chatters ready, you know, giving them model information sheets, being a quick loom on the actual account overall, checking if there's any sort of like big spenders. You know, checking the model if there's anyone we need to like sort of look out for. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and what from like obviously looking at the account for the last couple of hours and like analysing everything, looking through, sorting everything, what would you like? Would you say that this is like a good potential account? Because obviously every account we work with, as long as they do everything, we'll make it unreasonable for them to succeed. We always at least double their account in the first 30 days. So is this looking like?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, like the previous results are not too bad. I think it was like a 7x chatting, so not too bad. But again, like I think with this sort of model and niche, I think we could potentially do a lot better, especially with the scripts, because I don't think the last agency was using scripts.
Okay.
And on the strategy session, mentioned scripts. The model was, she loved the idea of scripts.
Yeah.
She was quite impressed with it. So yeah, I think, you know, that's gonna help definitely maximise the wins, and hopefully we can get like that 12 to maybe even 50 next chatting.
Yeah.
Just putting on content, and then we can play all day.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, so like I said, like we've really have got the blueprint down to like a science at this point. Obviously there's always stuff changes in the industry in terms of mainly like traffic methods. But for us, like every creator we have, we can always, it's usually works like this, right? If they're making, let's just take an example of this model. She's making 10K, 12K around that mark, right? Firstly, the majority of models we sign, I would say 80% of them are coming from other agencies. So they may be unhappy with their other agency and they decide to come to us because, well, we're just the fucking best. So you know, like it's as simple as that. So usually within the first like month, like I said, as long as they do their tasks of like everything that would make it unreasonable for them not to succeed, and then we do everything on our end as well, because obviously it is a partnership, and a lot of you guys watching should understand that like you want to run your agency as a partnership, not a dictatorship, because that's where a lot of people mess up. They run their agency like a dictatorship, and so that's why like, so it's with these models, like, you know, 5 to 20k a month is like our avatar, like the market segment that we go after, because the majority of girls at, let's just say 5k a month sometimes have got it on their own. But then usually we find any girls above 10k, between that 10 to 20k a month mark, are usually been with an agency, like, but not a very good one. And so they're looking for the next leg up, right? So it's like a perfect market segment for us to go after with our skills, because these are the type of clients to get the highest like ROI from our service. Because like I said, we've almost got the blueprint down to a science. So let's just take this model for example. You know, it's going to be, she's doing 10k now or 12k. We'll double that easily in the next 30 days to 20 to 24k, right? And then usually after that, we kind of really boost to that like 40, 50k mark in that second month. And then it goes up from there. And usually within 100 days, within about 4 months, as long as we hit everything on our end and they do everything to make it unreasonable for them not to succeed, we can usually get to that 100k a month mark in terms of revenue on the account, right? So that's like sort of what we do, and that's what we're doing right now. Like I said, we're just trying to find those gems. We're just trying to find the models that really want it, that are really serious about making this their career, and that are really serious about like actually making that type of money. Because you don't just make that type of money by joining an agency. You've got to become the creator that can actually make 100k a month, right? You don't just work with an agency and then randomly start making 100k a month, right? Like you could have the two exact same creators come to an agency, and one of them works with us well and listens and does everything that would make it unreasonable for them to succeed. The same creator, same face, same everything could come to us and not do any of that and do the bare minimum, or, you know, do it like be on and off. They're not going to hit the 100k a month mark, because it's a game based on consistency and strategy, and like that's just what it is, right? And we've got everything in place on our end to be able to take models to the 100k a month mark in 3, 4, 5 months if they do everything that would make it unreasonable for them not to succeed. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. But yeah, if you're not doing like pre-mortems for your agency and pre-mortems for your clients, where you are getting that list of stuff that would make it unreasonable for them not to succeed, then you're doing it wrong. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, and see you at the top.